So I'm sitting on my bed one day and the Lord spoke to my heart. He said, every expression of anger, every manifested expression of anger is a charismatic worship service of the wrong God, small g. He said, this whole life is a war about nature and multiplication and expression. I made man in my image to multiply the truth of who I am. Satan has tried to pervert that, and his destiny and his goal is to reproduce himself after his own kind. And you know them by their fruits. That's what this is saying. Ain't that something? So why do you have a body? You don't have a body to complain about it. You have a body to act out what's on the inside. Your body is your manifestation of who you are inside. God doesn't even have a body. God's a spirit. Jesus had to be given a body to fulfill redemption. God's a spirit. So God made us in his image. It doesn't mean a head and arms and legs. He doesn't have a head and arms and legs. He could if he wants to, but he's a spirit. But he gave us a body. Why? To act out what's on the inside, and you know them by their... And all of a sudden we get weird and can't express our love for God. All of a sudden we can't shout. All of a sudden we're being emotionless. But boy, we can sure go on a rant. We can tell off our neighbor if he parked in our spot. We can scream at somebody if they do something wrong. Somebody push you too far, and all of a sudden you tell off your boss and give him a piece of your mind, and you don't care if you're fired, but don't you shout to God in church. See how weird it gets? The Lord told me it's total deception. It's charismatic worship service. Every time men rant and vent and rage. Ain't that something? Well, if you want to, you don't have to, but you don't have to close your eyes. If that just helps you to not be distracted, but just don't be distracted. We're closing. I don't want you to miss this. So whatever it means for you to not be distracted, you can keep your eyes open and just stare and listen. You can close your eyes and listen, but just don't be distracted right now. That wouldn't be cool. And don't listen to this for your spouse. Listen to this for you. Because if you're listening for your spouse, it's for you. Like if they're in their gum wrapper when I'm reading this, don't think it's a spirit of distraction on them and try to pray in tongues and miss what I'm reading. Aren't we good at listening to sermons for our spouses? I hope they're listening. They're glancing, trying to see their facial expression. I know that man's talking to them right now. They better be listening. Satan, I bind you. I rebuke you off my spouse. And the whole time, God's trying to speak to you. And you're listening for them. I'm preaching this stuff, and I'll say, if you just elbowed your spouse, I promise I was talking to you.